Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm really happy you're here with us today. Leo, before we started recording, I was thinking about how many times people tell me I've been learning English for years, but I still can't speak.
Yes, I hear that all the time too. And honestly, it makes me a little sad because most of the time, it's not about intelligence or effort. It's about learning the hard way when there's a much smarter, kinder way to do it.
Exactly. And that's why today's topic feels so personal. We're talking about learning English the smart way, not the hard way. Not forcing yourself, not feeling guilty every day, but learning in a way that fits real life.
This is for anyone who feels tired, stuck, or even ashamed because they think, I should be better by now. If that's you, you're not alone. We've both been there.
So take a breath, maybe grab a coffee, and stay with us. If this episode helps you even a little, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really supports us.
And don't forget, there's a PDF with the full conversation, so you can read it, study it, and come back to it anytime.
All right, let's start. Leo, let me ask you something honestly. When you were learning a new language, did you ever feel like you were doing everything right, but still getting nowhere?
All the time. I remember sitting with grammar books, highlighting rules, memorizing lists of words, and thinking, if I just try harder, it will work. But after months, I still froze when someone talked to me. It felt like my brain knew English, but my mouth didn't.
I can really relate to that. I used to think learning English meant suffering a little every day. If it felt easy or enjoyable, I thought it couldn't be serious learning.
Yes, that idea is so common. Many adults believe learning must be painful to be effective, but that's one of the biggest lies. The smart way is not about pushing harder, it's about choosing better habits.
That reminds me of something learners often say. I understand English, but I can't speak. When people say that, I always think, you're actually closer than you realize.
Absolutely. Understanding but not speaking usually means you haven't trained your mouth and your confidence. It's like knowing how to swim by reading a book, but never getting into the water.
That's such a good image. And it connects to one useful expression I love, learn the hard way. When we say that, we mean learning through pain or mistakes instead of choosing an easier path.
Right. And the smart way is often about learning from real life. For example, listening to conversations, repeating natural sentences, and accepting mistakes as part of the process.
I used to be so afraid of mistakes. Every time I spoke, I thought people were judging my grammar, but most people were just listening to my idea, not my verb tense.
Same here. And that's where another everyday expression comes in, to overthink. Many learners overthink every sentence before speaking, and by the time they're ready, the moment is gone.
Overthinking is such a problem. Instead of asking, is this sentence perfect? The smarter question is, can people understand me? That shift changes everything.
Exactly. And when learners stop aiming for perfection, something interesting happens. They start speaking more, and speaking more makes them better. It's a simple cycle, but very powerful.
I remember a student who told me, I feel stupid when I speak English. That broke my heart because feeling stupid is not a sign of low ability. It's a sign of high pressure.
That's so true. Learning the smart way also means being kind to yourself. Another useful phrase here is give yourself permission. You have to give yourself permission to be a beginner again.
I love that phrase. Giving yourself permission to speak badly at first can actually lead to speaking well later. What about you, Leo? Was there a moment when things finally changed for you?
Yes, there was. I stopped studying English as a subject and started using it as a tool. I watched shows I liked, listened to podcasts during walks, and spoke even when I felt uncomfortable.
That sounds like a big shift. You didn't wait until you were ready.
Exactly. And that's another expression learners should know. You'll never feel ready. If you wait for confidence, you'll wait forever. Confidence comes after action, not before.
That's such an important point. Many adults think confidence is something you must have first, but really, confidence grows from small wins.
Yes, small wins like ordering coffee, joining a short conversation, or understanding a joke in English. Those moments matter more than finishing another grammar book.
And they feel good. Learning the smart way should feel encouraging, not exhausting. It should fit into your life, not fight against it.
I agree. If learning English makes you feel tired all the time, something needs to change. The goal is progress, not punishment.
That's a powerful sentence. Progress, not punishment. I think a lot of listeners need to hear that today.
Me too. And if they remember just one thing from this part, I hope it's this. English is not an exam you pass. It's a skill you build slowly, one real moment at a time.
Beautifully said, Leo. And honestly, that's the heart of learning the smart way. You know, Leo, something I notice with adult learners is how much pressure they put on themselves. They say things like, I should already know this, or I'm too old to learn properly. That kind of thinking can be really heavy.
I hear that a lot too, and I always want to say, who told you that? Because age is not the real problem. The real problem is the way we judge ourselves while learning.
Exactly. When you're a child, you don't feel embarrassed every time you say something wrong. You just speak. You fall, you try again. But as adults, we connect mistakes with failure.
And that's why many people choose the hard way without noticing it. They stay silent, they study alone, and they wait for a perfect moment that never comes.
That waiting can last for years. I once met someone who said, I've been preparing to speak English for 10 years. 10 years of preparing, but almost no speaking.
That's such a common story, and it brings up another useful expression, stuck in your head. Many learners are stuck in their head, thinking instead of doing.
Yes, stuck in your head means you're thinking too much and not taking action. And language is an action skill. You can't learn it only by thinking.
Exactly! The smart way is to bring English into your daily life in small, natural ways. Not 2 hours of studying once a week, but 10 minutes every day that feels real.
Like talking to myself while cooking, or describing my day in simple English. It may sound silly, but it works.
It really does. And it connects to another everyday phrase, little by little. Progress in language happens little by little, not all at once.
I love that phrase because it removes pressure. You don't need to sound fluent tomorrow. You just need to be a bit better than yesterday.
And even on days when you're not better, that's okay too. Another smart habit is accepting bad days without quitting.
That's so important. Many people stop learning because they miss a few days and then feel guilty. They think, I failed, so why continue?
That's where the hard way mindset shows up again. The smart way says, I missed a day, but I can continue today. No drama, no punishment.
I wish more learners understood that consistency is not about being perfect. It's about coming back.
Yes, coming back again and again. And speaking of habits, let's talk about grammar for a moment, because people always ask about it.
Oh yes, grammar, the biggest fear. People think if they don't master grammar first, they shouldn't speak at all.
Which is completely backwards. Grammar is important, but it should support speaking, not block it.
I like to tell learners, grammar is like a map. It helps you understand where you are, but it doesn't move your feet.
That's a great way to explain it. If you only study the map and never walk, you never reach anywhere.
And honestly, native speakers break grammar rules all the time. Communication is about connection, not perfection.
That brings us to another useful expression, get your point across. It means making people understand your idea, even if your English isn't perfect.
Yes, getting your point across is the real goal. If people understand you, you are already succeeding.
I remember a moment when I realized this. I was speaking with someone and my sentence was messy, but they nodded and answered naturally. That's when I thought, oh, this is enough.
That feeling is so freeing. It changes how you see yourself as a speaker.
And once that fear goes down, you start enjoying the process. Enjoyment is actually a secret learning tool.
It really is. When you enjoy something, you come back to it without forcing yourself. That's the smart way again.
Exactly. For example, choosing content you actually like instead of what you think you should study.
Yes, if you love travel videos, watch those. If you like personal stories, listen to podcasts like this one. Learning should fit you, not the other way around.
And let's not forget rest. Sometimes the smartest thing is to take a short break instead of pushing when you're tired.
That's such an adult lesson. Rest is not quitting, rest is part of learning.
I think many listeners need to hear that today. You don't need to burn out to succeed.
Not at all. Learning English should support your life, not take energy away from it.
And when you learn the smart way, something changes emotionally too. You stop feeling ashamed and you start feeling proud of small steps.
That pride matters so much. It builds motivation from inside, not from fear.
Exactly. Fear pushes for a moment, but pride keeps you going.
That's beautifully said. And honestly, this is why we talk about learning the smart way. It's not just about English, it's about how you treat yourself while learning.
Yes, because the way you learn reflects how you see yourself.
And everyone listening deserves a kinder, smarter path. Leo, something else I've been thinking about is how people compare themselves to others, especially online. They see someone speaking fluently and think, why am I so far behind?
That comparison is really dangerous. We forget that we're only seeing the result, not the years of practice, fear, and confusion behind it.
Exactly. And comparison usually leads to another feeling, frustration. People feel frustrated not because they're bad at English, but because their expectations are unrealistic.
Yes, they expect fast results from a slow process. Language learning doesn't work like a light switch. It's more like a dimmer that slowly gets brighter.
I love that image. And when people don't see fast progress, they often think, this method doesn't work, and they jump to something new.
That's another common trap. Changing methods all the time feels productive, but it actually keeps you at the same level.
It's like planting a seed and digging it up every week to check if it's growing.
Exactly! That brings us to a very useful expression, trust the process. It means continuing even when you don't see results yet.
Trusting the process is hard, especially for adults who are used to clear results and timelines.
True. Adults want control. They want to know, if I do this for 3 months, what will happen? But language doesn't always give clear answers.
And that uncertainty makes people anxious. They start asking, am I doing enough? Or am I doing it right?
The smart way is asking a different question. Am I using English regularly? If the answer is yes, progress will come.
That's such a calmer question. It removes the stress of measuring yourself every day.
Yes, because measuring too often can kill motivation. Some days you feel great, some days you feel terrible, even if you're improving overall.
I've had days where I felt fluent in the morning and terrible in the evening.
Same here, and that's normal. Another expression learners should know is ups and downs. Learning always has ups and downs.
That phrase is so comforting. It reminds you that bad days don't mean you're failing.
Exactly. The hard way mindset says, I had a bad day, so I'm bad at English. The smart way says, today was just a down.
And tomorrow can be an up again.
Yes, and let's talk about speaking opportunities, because many people say, I don't have anyone to speak with.
That's true for many learners. Not everyone lives in an English-speaking country or has international friends.
But speaking doesn't always mean long conversations with natives. It can be simple and imperfect.
Like repeating sentences out loud, shadowing podcasts, or recording your voice.
Exactly. Speaking is a physical skill. Your mouth needs practice, not just your brain.
That reminds me of a learner who said, I know what to say in my head, but it sounds strange when I say it.
That's completely normal. Thinking and speaking use different muscles and timing.
And that's why silent learning only takes you so far.
Yes, the smart way includes your voice early, even when it feels uncomfortable.
Another expression we can introduce here is step out of your comfort zone. It means doing something that feels a little scary but helps you grow.
And speaking English is definitely outside the comfort zone for many adults.
But the comfort zone doesn't disappear by waiting. It expands by action.
Exactly, and each small action makes the next one easier.
I also want to talk about motivation. Many learners say, I don't feel motivated anymore.
Motivation is tricky. People think it's something you either have or don't have.
But motivation often comes after action, not before it.
Yes, doing something small can create motivation, not the other way around.
Oh, I can do this.
That feeling is powerful. It reminds you that English is not an enemy, it's just a tool.
And tools are meant to be used, not admired from far away.
I like that. And using English also means making it personal.
Yes, learning sentences you actually need, not random examples you'll never use.
Learning how to talk about your day, your job, your feelings.
When English connects to your real life, it sticks much better.
And it feels meaningful, not empty.
Meaning is so important for adults. We need a reason to keep going.
Exactly. And that reason doesn't have to be big. It can be as simple as feeling more confident.
Or understanding a movie without subtitles.
Or expressing yourself without panic.
Those small goals matter.
They really do. And when learners focus on them, the journey becomes lighter.
Lighter, kinder, and more human.
Which is exactly what learning the smart way is about.
I think many listeners are starting to see that now. Leo, as we come to the last part of this conversation, I keep thinking about one question many learners secretly have. They ask, what if I try again and fail again? That fear can be very quiet, but very strong.
It really can. And I think the honest answer is this. You might fail again, but this time it won't mean the same thing. Failure doesn't disappear, but your relationship with it can change.
That's such an important idea. When you learn the smart way, failure becomes feedback, not proof that something is wrong with you.
Exactly. A mistake just shows you what needs more practice. Nothing more, nothing less.
I wish someone had told me that earlier. I spent so much time thinking mistakes meant I wasn't talented enough.
Many adults believe that. They think language ability is talent, not training.
But we know that's not true. Language grows with use, like a muscle.
And muscles grow slowly. You don't see changes every day, but over time, they're very real.
That's why patience is such a big part of the smart way.
Yes, patience and honesty. Being honest about where you are without shame.
This is my level today.
That small change in language changes how you feel inside.
And feelings matter in learning. If you feel safe, you learn faster.
Safety is huge. When learners feel relaxed, their brain is more open.
That's why creating a calm routine helps so much.
A routine that fits your life, not one that controls it.
Choosing a regular time that feels natural, like listening while walking or driving.
Or speaking out loud for a few minutes before bed, without pressure.
Those moments may feel small, but they add up.
And one day, you suddenly realize something has changed.
You don't panic when someone speaks to you.
You even start enjoying the conversation.
That moment feels quiet but powerful.
And it comes from many small, smart choices, not one big effort.
I also want to talk about identity. Many learners say, I'm not an English speaker.
Yes, they see English speaker as a title you earn at the end.
But the smart way is to see it differently. If you use English even a little, you are already an English speaker.
I love that idea. It's not a destination, it's a behavior.
Exactly. You don't need permission to call yourself a speaker.
That mindset shift can change everything.
Because when you see yourself as a speaker, you act like one.
And acting like one means practicing, making mistakes, and continuing.
Yes, and continuing is the real success.
Not speed, not perfection, just continuing.
I think many listeners needed to hear that today.
I hope so, because learning English shouldn't feel like a fight against yourself.
Building something slowly and patiently.
Something that supports your life, your work, your confidence.
And something you're proud of, even before it's finished.
Because it's never really finished.
And that's actually a beautiful thing.
Before we close, I want to say this directly to our listeners. If you're tired, it doesn't mean you're weak.
If you're slow, it doesn't mean you're failing.
And if you're scared, it doesn't mean you should stop.
It just means you're human and learning something new.
Learning the smart way is choosing kindness over pressure.
And consistency over intensity.
And real life over perfect plans.
If you remember those ideas, you're already on the right path.
Thank you for spending this time with us.
We're really glad you're here, and we believe in you.
Keep going, one small step at a time.